very good day to you and welcome to the program. I want to speak to you today particularly about the fact that as believers, you and I should be different to the world. We shouldn't have to try to be different. We should just be different. Why, Angus? Because we've got Jesus inside of us. Let's just go to the book of Joshua in the Old Testament, Joshua chapter 4 and verse 21. And then Joshua said, he spoke to the children of Israel, saying, when your children ask their fathers in time to come, saying, what are these stones? What are they? Now remember, Joshua told the priest to put 12 stones in the middle of the Jordan River, where God had opened the river so that the Israelites could pass through into the land of Canaan. What are these stones? They've got a story to tell. If we look at 1 Peter, okay, the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 5. Listen to this. You also as living stones, right, living stones are being built up by a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. We, you and me, are living stones. People should say to us, what does that lifestyle mean? We should be different. Straight away, as I share that with you, I think of a Scotsman by the name of Eric Liddell, who ran in the Olympic Games at the turn of the last century. The Olympic Games was in France at the time. Remember, he refused to run on Sunday. And they even got the Prince of Wales, the future King of England, to try and basically bully him into running for Great Britain because they were guaranteed of a gold medal. He was the fastest man in the world over the 100 meters. He said, I don't run on Sundays. Now, folks, that was his conviction. I'm not saying that's our conviction, but you see, people said, what does this mean? On the Sunday morning, when somebody else was running in his place, he was preaching the gospel in Paris. But because he had found favor by his God, they allowed him to run the 400 meters, which was on a weekday. He had never trained for it. I remember watching the movie. The American coach came up to his man and said, don't worry about him. He'll be burnt out after the first 100 meters. He's a sprinter. Well, we know the story. Eric Liddell came screaming through, and he got a gold medal, running the 400 meters he'd never trained for. Why? Because he was different. Folks, before he ran his race, this is factual, he went up to every competitor and he shook his hand and said, God bless you. May the best man win. Have you ever seen that done in the modern day Olympics? They don't even look at each other. They're so in their zone. He wished them all the best. You can imagine the people saying, what does this mean? Then he went on to clean it up and to get the gold medal. Very humble man. We need to be different, you and I. When you take your wife out for that meal and you walk into that restaurant, you need to pull the chair back for your wife, not the waiter. Make sure she's well seated. When you tip a man, don't give him 20 cents, okay, because he can't even buy a box of matches for 20 cents. Give him at least 10 rand, or don't even ask him to look after your motor car. Why? Because we are different, and the Lord says we must look after the poor and the needy. We've got to be different. Folks, when we are different, then people sit up and they take notice of what we are doing. Behavior of the family. When you go out with your family, people look and they see all your children sitting there nicely, well behaved, eating their food, enjoying each other, and they see other kids running around, throwing food all over the place, and they say, what are these people? What's different? They'll come to you and they'll say to you, we want what you've got. And that's how you lead them to Christ. Goodbye.
For more information, please visit angusbuchan.com.